Okay. Round one of my life as a child. Y'all should have told me I looked this fucking messy. I look terrible. My hair is awful. Everything's gone to shit. Anyway, so my sister was born in 1980. And on her birthday in 1982, my parents decided to celebrate in their own way. Oh God, I look like crap. Anyway. Their celebration ended up with the conception of me. Now, that's my understanding, is we have the same father. I don't know for sure. There could be a different father somewhere for one of us. But, sorry, it's really crazy out here right now. There's lots of traffic. In case you're wondering why I keep looking off to the side, I'm not a drug addict. I don't have switches. I just get distracted by all the noise of the vehicles going by. In 1983, I was born. I'm not giving you my birth date. It was in the summertime, so I know my mother was miserable. That's something summer babies have to live with for the rest of their life, is they fucking destroy their mother's summer vacation. Because they were born that day. Early summer, midsummer, late summer, doesn't matter. So I was born into this family who had a ass ton of money. Excuse my language, but it was a lot of money. So I never wanted anything. I didn't know what it was to want something. I didn't know what it was to need something. I never wanted, I never needed. Until my father decided he didn't want to be my mother anymore. Let me slow that down because I go too fast sometimes and these teeth are messing me up. I can't wait to get my new ones. My father left my mother. With another woman. He left with another woman who did become my stepmother, which we'll talk about that another time. I liked her. I really did, because she didn't act like I was her stepchild at all. She acted like I was her child, which is why I loved her, and that's the way it should be. Our coffee. Sorry. So let me go with the I was born part. Everything was good except for I had a cleft tongue. They had to snip my tongue. It was gross. I've always wondered why I didn't have a web underneath my tongue. I was tongue-tied. They clipped it. Everybody else has this big old web underneath their tongue when they lift the tongue up. There's a big web there. I never had it, and I was wondering why. And then I asked my childhood doctor about it when I got older. And he said that he remembered that I was born with a cleft tongue. I was tongue-tied. And they weren't sure exactly why that happened. But he remembers having to clip it, and I didn't cry. Ever. Which concerned him. But I was fine. So we'll jump forward a little bit. I was about 3, almost 4 years old, and my father, being the asshole he was, decided that he was going to take me and my sister away from my mother and my whole family on that side. Took me out of the situation I was used to go live in the slums. My mother, because she couldn't take it, she didn't like not having us. It drove her crazy. She moved away to another state. One state over, but still another state. It was really, really frustrating as a child to know that your mother's there, but she's not there. You're not allowed to see her as much as you want to. We would have visitations, a weekend here and there, which was amazing. Those weekends were so great, just to be with our mother again. Even for a little while. But then, me being me as a child, I thought I could do what I wanted. And I did do what I wanted. And I got my mother in trouble by doing that. The only reason we got took away is because I, as a 1-year-old, I guess it was, would take off walking down the street. Nobody knew where I was going. Nobody knew I left. Until I ended up I would go to this elderly woman's house every single time, knock on the door, sit down and have tea with her. I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was great. I thought she liked it, because I liked it. And she would give me these little glass figurines that came with her tea and her tea boxes. And I collected those. Every time I went down, I had a bit of 100 of them. But then, I never got to see her again. I loved that old woman. Her name was Miss Murphy, I want to say. And the fact that I can remember her name from way back then, when I was maybe 2 years old, that should say something about my memory. The only thing I can't remember is my mother's face. I remember my grandfather died, and I found him because he happened to die one of the nights that I was over with my grandmother while my mother was gone. So I moved away, and my father did allow us to keep seeing my grandparents because my grandfather was wealthy and would give him pretty much whatever he wanted just to let him see us. And he passed away. I found him on his couch in his art room. Apparently, he laid down because he was tired, and he never woke up again. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer at the beginning of these videos from now on that this is a ADHD-friendly video. If you have ADHD, that's the only way you remember where I'm going or where I've been, because I have ADHD bad. I'm thumbing through the pages in my brain of what I've already said. Anyway, so my father took my sister and I to the edge of the water one day, and we were scared because we thought he was going to kill us. I ain't gonna lie to you, we really thought he was going to throw us in the river and kill us. And he didn't, obviously, because we're here. He just wanted to have a talk with us about the crabs and how they shed, and how my mother was like a crab that was shedding. She finally broke free of her shell, is what he told us. She finally broke free of her shell, And now she's going to become something else. And of course, his metaphor was terrible. And my sister didn't understand it. And I looked him in the face and I said, "So mommy's dead?" And he said yes. And my sister just started bawling her eyes out. And I just looked at him like he was stupid. Because, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm high functioning autistic and my father just told me somebody died. I'm still taking it in. Some years later, I'm still taking it in. My sister ended up turning into something else. Drugs ruled her life for a long time, prescription or otherwise. And we never figured out exactly what triggered that. I think I have an idea, but that's going to go back to another story involving my grandfather. Not my mom's father, but my other grandfather. I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but yeah, we'll talk about that another time. So, I was about 4 at this time, and I was told my mother was dead, and I was never going to get that life back again of safety and security. So, yeah, I think I should end it now. This video, I've gone too far. I'll give you part 2 later on.